Three NHL picks for Wednesday, November 26th. And when I say it is a busy day in the NHL, I mean there are 15 games going on Wednesday in the National Hockey League, guys. Welcome to the Pre-Scout on WagerTalk TV. I'm Andrew McGinnis. We are here giving out some quick picks. And I'll tell you what, Thursday, we're going to have a big show. Friday, we're going to have a big show. There'll be no show Wednesday night, just due to the fact that there are no games on Thursday. But I've got three picks for you guys that you will not want to miss. Also going to mention some props as well in the show a little bit at the end of the show. But let's not waste any time. Let's get to our first game that we are going to discuss. And that first game is going to be the Winnipeg Jets and the Washington Capitals. Now, guys, when we look at this game, we've got a little bit of a goaltending issue to deal with here. If you're talking about the Winnipeg Jets, because you know what? This is not a Hellebuck. This is not a Comrie situation. This is a little bit of a different battle here for them. And I think this is going to be something for them to probably have to work on. The fact that they have somebody new that they might be having out there. Comrie is probable, but there's a good chance they might have somebody else out there as well. So we'll have to see. But Comrie versus Lindgren, probable goaltenders right now. 3.14 for Lindgren, 2.87 GAA for the Jets. As I mentioned, time of the recording, we are not 100% sure if we are going to get Comrie or not, but he did come off a kind of a tough start, giving up a couple goals, and they were shut out. But I want to mention this, guys. The quote-unquote system bet has been only good in certain situations this season. And I think that when you've got a certain team like the Winnipeg Jets that are not just off two losses in a row, but that second loss was a shutout, you want to look towards goals and you want to look towards first period goals. Now, Lindgren, as we know, is not the same as Logan Thompson. As I mentioned, 3.14 goals against average for Charlie Lindgren, 0.889 save percentage. He does have one shutout on the year, but he is not the same as Logan Thompson. Looking at this Capitals team, they put up 5 goals against the Blue Jackets. They put up 8 goals against the Montreal Canadiens. They put up 7 goals against the Oilers. 3 of their last 4 games, they have put on a show, and they have had quite a bit of success. Only one tough game, and that was against the Tampa Bay Lightning. So this could be a spot where we could see them take this Jets team a little bit lightly after they've been having a lot of fun lately running scores up on certain teams. But for whatever we see here for the full game total, I'm interested in just the first period total, guys. We're going to take the first period over 1.5 at a pretty solid price between the Capitals and the Jets. I'll tell you what, if we have Comrie, that's great. If it's the backup, then that's even better. But I think this Jets team is going to come out with urgency. You know, they did sort of protect Comrie in the last one, but the offense didn't show up, and they just were not able to score. And so I think in this one, the urgency will be there after being shut out against the Wild, and then, of course, losing to the Hurricanes the game before 4-3. Guys, also, we're going to talk about a couple other games, but I wanted to bring something up, and super excited for you guys to learn more about this, that we have an official sponsor on the show right now. The Pre-Scout is now officially sponsored by HOF, by Hall of Fame Bets. It is an unbelievable platform to use. You guys can use it for NFL. You can use it for NBA, college football, NHL, whatever you need. And you go right over here to the NHL section. You click a game that you want to research, that you want to take a look at. And immediately when you go on it, you're going to get breakdowns. How they are in goals, how each team is in goals for, how they are in assists, shots on goal. Then you look at the defense. You can see goals against, assists allowed, shots on goal allowed. You click this button, you get the little switch. All right. Then you go down here. This is the best part. I love the grading system that HOF does with their player props, letting you know certain situations and certain spots it might be good or bad for a certain player. Let's click on Lucas Raymond here, because it looks like it might be a good spot for him to have himself a good day today. Well, he's, of course, playing the Nashville Predators. Guys, according to HOF, overall, they are 13th in shots on goal allowed. but they are 23rd in shots on goal allowed versus left wingers. That's kind of interesting to look at. 29th in goals allowed, 32nd in the league in goals allowed against left wingers. So very interesting stuff there as well. One really cool thing about HOF, guys, is that you get the best price possible. Right next to when you're breaking down a game, it will tell you the best price out there possible at every book that you access, that you're using for the most part. And you go down the list: FanDuel, BetMGM, Novig, Caesars, Fanatics, DraftKings, Sleeper, Hard Rock, ESPN, whatever it is that you're looking at. And you click this, and it will take you right to a bet slip on the website that you want to be betting on. So, guys, the Pre-Scout is now brought to you by HOFapp.com. It is an unbelievable website. I look forward to researching. I look forward to going through things a lot more with you guys. You can look at the head-to-head. You can look at the last 10. You can look at the last 20. Then, of course, you can just look at the roster. You can go through and just see the injuries. You can see who's going to start, who the players are. And, of course, when you go here, you can look at goals, assists, points, plus, minus, shots on goal, all that good stuff. And then you can go to at least, or you can go over, under, as well. So it's just a great website, guys. I look forward to diving in more with you. But I just wanted to mention the Pre-Scout is now officially sponsored and brought to you by HOFapp.com. I will have a promo code for you guys. We'll have the link in the description. But at the very least, you guys check out their website and make sure you cash in, because they have a lot of great tools, and we're going to be using them a lot more to help me cash tickets in the NHL. Let's keep things going with our next game, Bruins and Islanders. As I mentioned, guys, 15 games today. 15 games in the NHL. You absolutely have to love that. Taking a look at oddslogic.com, the opening number in this one was minus 169 for the New York Islanders. Total in this one opened up at 6.5, but we have seen it get bet down. There are pretty much all sixes now. I'm actually seeing the occasional 6.5. Now, this will be the third time these teams play each other this season. This is the very few times you'll see this where it's not even December yet, and you will have teams that have already played each other 3 times. So kind of interesting to look at here. But this Boston Bruins team, this will be their first game kind of back in the East Coast, still on the road, but first game back in the East Coast after the road trip. But the road trip continues overall, as they were on the road against the Ducks. They were on the road against the Kings. And then they were on the road against the Sharks. But things keep on moving for them as they keep their road trip going and they head back home to take on the New York Islanders. Now, this Islanders team, guys, I have been impressed by them, and I have to give them more credit than I guess I have been. But when it comes down to it, ultimately, I think this is a live spot for the Boston Bruins. You know, I always say that when a road trip is continuing, the way that the motivation is affected for a team is probably by the results and also how they've been playing. Now, they started off their road trip with a 4-3 loss against the Ducks. And I'll tell you what, they were absolutely dominated in that game by the Ducks. Then they go and have a pretty solid, respectable OT win against the LA Kings. You can respect that. And then the Sharks just used their speed and they skated all over the ice against the Boston Bruins. But this Islanders team, some of the underlying metrics, relying on goaltending, defensive plays, and you look at their last couple games they played, especially their last 2 games, mediocre effort against the Blues, and they lost that one 2-1, and a mediocre effort and a boring game on Sunday against the Kraken, and they win that one 1-0 in a shootout. I am looking at the Bruins at plus money in this game here tonight on the busy Wednesday slate, but I'm also leaning towards the under in this one as well. You guys can get 6 with this one, or you can pick a team total of your choice. Maybe take the under on the Islanders at a nice little price there at 2.5. But I think the under and the Bruins are a solid play in this one. I think the Bruins get back on track, but we are starting to see that regression offensively, because they scored 2 goals against the Kings, 1 goal against the Sharks, and just 1 goal against the Hurricanes. They have not surpassed the 3-goal mark or 4-goal mark that many times in the last handful of games. That's all right, though. We think that they're still going to be all right. I think they're a live dog tonight. We'll take a look at it moving forward. Guys, if you're enjoying these videos, please hit the like button, subscribe to us on WagerTalk TV, follow me at McGinnis Picks, and of course, check me out, wt.buzz/AM. We have a great deal for Thanksgiving. 1 week of all plays going right now, all sports action for $69 at wagertalk.com. No promo code necessary, no promo code needed. Just go to wagertalk.com, wt.buzz/AM to get that great deal. All right, let's get to our last game we're going to discuss here before we finish up the video. And of course, you guys can check out Puck Time. Check me out on Twitter. Check me out on TikTok for all kinds of more plays as well. We are going to take a look at the St. Louis Blues and the New Jersey Devils. Now, taking a look at this Devils team. They got back on track on Monday. They won that one 4-3. And that was a physical, fast-paced game against the Red Wings. And I have a lot of respect for that. But overall, since losing Jack Hughes and since dealing with some injuries, and just overall, since kind of coming down from the high of their great start to their season, we have seen a little bit of regression come in from this Devils team. Now, looking at the opener in this one, opening number minus 135-ish, or minus 150, and the current number at Pinnacle is minus 135. So obviously we have seen the St. Louis Blues take money here. We have seen it. But when it comes down to it, guys, I'm ultimately not buying it from this Blues team, because when I look at the underlying metrics here, and I'm just pulling up natural stat trick here, even in victory, this Blues team has not looked very impressive. And I'll be honest, that win over the New York Islanders, even though I was just talking about this Islanders team, that took everything out of them to play in a defensive game. And I don't really trust them defensively at all. And that's supposed to be one of their best attributes. And offensively, they're just not there with the rest of the league right now, I would say. So that's the problem. They're giving up goals, and then they also can't really play defensively very well. So coming off that loss against the New York Rangers, I think that this Devils team is in for a pretty good spot here, especially with the fact that they're playing at home. Now, this is a Devils team that I prefer on home ice a lot more. They were on the road against the Blackhawks, on the road against the Capitals, on the road against the Lightning, on the road against the Panthers, on the road against the Flyers. They come back home and they get that win on home ice against the Red Wings. I feel like they will here. So although money has come in on the Blues, I think this will be a hard-fought victory for the New Jersey Devils. It's been very clear. They've been saying it to the media already. They've come out and said it, guys. This Blues team is one of the teams in the league. And just looking at some of the reports here on TSN, on ESPN, on NHL.com, they are one of the teams expected to sell off sooner than later, not waiting for the trade deadline, not waiting for Christmas. This Blues team is probably going to make some trades pretty soon here, and they're just going in the wrong direction. Lean towards the Devils here, guys. Look towards some player props for this Devils team. But I'll tell you what, based on the numbers we're seeing right now, I would look towards the under in this game as well. But guys, let's have a great day. 15 games in the NHL. Player props will be up for me on my Twitter at McGinnis Picks. You can follow me. And of course, head over to Puck Time on WagerTalk TV. Get my same game parlay, my favorite parlays of the day, as I'm always doing those same gamers with the points, with the assists, with the shots on goal, and all that good stuff. But guys, really, really do like this slate. All right. Jets, Capitals, Bruins, Islanders, Blues, and Devils. It's going to be a really, really good day. Let's cash some tickets, especially that first period over in the Jets game. I like that one quite a bit. Let's make some money. And once again, guys, don't forget to check out hofapp.com, a great website, great stats, great information, and awesome for helping you cash tickets. We'll see you guys next time right here on the Pre-Scout.